This is just Israel if it was a game.
Hello everyone, my name is aidenswim, and as an internet chud myself, I love horror games, with indie horror games especially being my favorite. Games like FNAF, Fendi, Mouthwashing. No, not you.
I'm putting this fire out!
No, Baldy! That's not water!
And thanks to stores like Steam and Epic Games having pretty lenient publishing requirements, it makes it so much easier than it was like, say, 20 years ago to just release an indie game without having to worry about publishing. Maybe too easy. Leading to so many more games being able to be played by the masses. But what if I told you there was an indie game that went too far? An indie game that was allegedly so bad it was banned from all of these platforms. A game that was too scary, too inappropriate, and even too sexual, even for the standards of this. Well, let me introduce you to a little-known game known as Umumasuke Horse Racing. Horses is a first-person horror game released on December 2nd, 2025. And I have been beyond hyped to play it since it was announced. Maybe a better choice of words would have been was hype. We'll get into the banning later, as that's kind of its own rabbit hole, but I want to talk about the actual game here. In it, you play as a young man named Anselmo, a character whose name I had to look up for this video as I immediately forgot it. And the main plot of the game is that you work a 2-week-long summer job at a secluded farmhouse in the middle of nowhere in Italy. So just like 90% of that fucking country. And the farmer you're employed to is weird looking too. Fucker looks like Judge Holden.
Why is it always the same image?
Why does it look like those fucking, like, Speed Mario kills?
The bulk of the gameplay here is just a walking simulator where you're pretty much just tasked with doing chores around the farm. Watering the crops, feeding the dog.
Here's the ladle. To fill it with slop from the pot. Bring it over to him.
Yeah, fill it with some One Piece.
And of course, caring for the horses. Yeah, that's the big surprise of the game. Oh my god, guys, the horses are people? Yeah, big whoop. You ever see a deer person? That's just my neighbor.
Okay,
Don't see the line. Right here, okay, you're fucking, you're dumb. Listen to me. This stream right here, this stream right here.
It's not actually what the fuck it is. Look at the fucking hay right there. Look at the fucking hay right there. That could not be what that means.
This is mine.
What the fuck are you talking about right now? The hay is right fucking, no, the stream doesn't have anything to fucking do with it. Here, you got a fucking lease. You got a fucking person we got your property from right fucking now. You can check the fucking lease. It says right here that the hay is where it's separated. The hay is where it's separated.
Okay, seriously though, I'm not making fun of this game's concept. It's a very unique idea for a horror game, and we'll talk about these characters more a bit later. Just out of context, it's really fucking funny.
Average game, the fucking gym teacher gets mad at you for not trying to play.
Mrs. Hunt.
Starting up the game, you're greeted with a colorful field of pretty grass and colorful flowers. And wow, this whole game must be filled with nice colors everywhere then, right? Good thing I'm deaf. Yep, the entire game is in black and white without any audio outside of this constant annoying projector sound because it's trying to be like a silent film.
Just like Bendy.
And listen, I tried to take it seriously, I really did, but half the damn game just feels like trying to find the Moose Man. really don't hate the idea of the game being in black and white. It can be done in ways that genuinely work at adding drama, like say the Better Call Saul flash forwards. But the difference is those are good and actually try to do something for their story. Horses is just fucking lazy.
Is this tough in Italy?
This game could be in color and have normal sounds, and literally nothing would change. The only reason they made it a silent film is because they were too lazy to actually make any audio for the game. Well, outside of the chewing, you gotta hear the chewing. Okay, that's not fully true. The game does have some random sound effects here and there, and a full soundtrack. And to give the game credit where credit's due, I actually think it's pretty damn good. A lot of the songs in this game's score do work at being unsettling, while also giving off that silent film vibe. Like, listen to this. Still isn't as scary as Freddy, though.
Left, I bet it hurt. Didn't I see you want to catch a predator? Go get yourself a PJ from Foxy.
Anyways, you're then led into another conversation with Judge Holden where the game gives you your first of many choices. And typically in story games, when you're given choices during cutscenes, you would think they would actually change something about the story, right? Clearly, Horses has some kind of interactivity, right? No! Yeah, this entire fucking game is filled with interactive cutscenes, but no matter what you say or do, none of it changes the story in any way. Not a single fucking choice in this game matters. They don't mean anything for the story because it doesn't change, so there's genuinely no point in adding them. I mean, who wrote this? Oh, yeah. That tracks. Judge Holden then brings you to your room and then leads you further down the hallway, seeing his room's door where he says not to go in there because it's private. Which I can understand. I mean, there's a door in my room that I've never opened because of the sounds.
Hello, I am Romanian Tickle 412, from the YouTube channel Romanian Tickle 412. I am back here too. Fuck. Yeah.
Let's move on. Judge Holden then leads you outside where you get to see the horses in all of their naked glory.
Gravy's naked!
Yeah, this is probably the part where I should put a content warning for the rest of the video for obvious reasons. So take it away, Tristan.
Hey there. Sorry, I listened to you. I've been hearing you want to hear this guy talk about horses for a little bit. See, I'm okay with that, but I do gotta warn you with some things first. There's some pretty naughty content in here. A lot of that might contain some graphic stuff, including some of this. Some of this, too. A little bit of this. Finally, a little bit of this and this. Oh, and if you or anyone you know is experiencing any of those problems or just want to be able to talk to someone, please call some of these numbers right here. That's all the time I've got for you, so I'll be seeing you later.
Anyways, back to the game. Judge Holden then gives you a choice between racing him with the horses and not. Either way, you race him anyway because your choices don't matter, but hey, at least he asked you first. You then end up on the back of a horse, racing the farmer across the extremely low-poly black and white farm. And after a bit of the two of you playing Barbie Horse Adventure, Anselmo and Judge Holden finish their race, making it time for them to hit the hay. Get it?
Listen carefully. That little joke you made wasn't clever, and it certainly wasn't funny. It was simply painful to listen to. The delivery was awkward, the timing was off, and the silence that followed said more than any reaction could. No one laughed, no one even smiled, and whatever amusement I had disappeared instantly. You spotted it, you expected.
And this scene is just so weird to me. Like, yeah, I have obvious concerns, but more importantly, why the hell is Anselmo still here? If this were any sane person, they would instantly book it out of the farm the second they saw 30 naked guys standing in a pen. What the fuck is he doing? There's nothing forcing him to be here. He could leave at any point, really. What does he gain from being here? And yeah, I guess you could say it's because he feels the need to protect the horses. But if that's the case, I don't know what him chopping one's balls off is gonna do.
Killer frame.
Oh.
This shit like that one Alvin and the Chipmunks video.
But that's not important, because then we have one of the funniest recurring bits in the entire game. Anselmo eating.
Very good, and of course I have a stripe.
There's a bunch of these scattered throughout the game, and they're so goddamn funny to me. Like, yeah, they start off kind of unnerving, I'll give the game that, but they instantly lose all of that horror after, like, the first 30 seconds.
What?
This is meant to be scary. I didn't edit this. They genuinely put this here to scare you. And that's pretty much the first of the 14 days he spends here. However, rather than just explaining the plot, really, I'm not this much of a stoner, guys.
Hello, Grandma. I need to sell you television.
However, rather than just explaining the plot beat by beat, I want to actually discuss some of the individual things about this game. Because, oh boy, there's a lot. And by a lot, I mean horse sex.
The kids are having sex.
So essentially, the horses are brainwashed people with horse masks bolted on that the farmer essentially treats as slaves. And one of the main forms of horror you'll see in this game is them, how do I put this? Just fucking out in the open.
My urge to go on spicy websites became stronger.
Obviously, I can't show that on screen, you know, I would actually like to have a job, but it's something the game regularly flashbangs you with, so play it yourself and you'll see what I mean. And even though I can understand what they are trying to do, I think it just really falls flat. Like, I get what the point is, the horses were sinners back when they were people, so it's meant to be a commentary on Puritans, and more so just Christians in general who look down upon people for sinning. So it's really not, like, difficult to comprehend. But, and I'm gonna say this as nicely as possible, it's just lazy shock value. I can admit, it's very uncomfortable, I'll give the game that, but I think most of that just comes from shock. I played this game twice, one at launch back in December, and the second time more recently to get footage for this video, and none of those sex scenes disturbed me the way they did the first time. Like, I guess you could say it was like a second time around thing, but I don't know, man. I've played a shit ton of horror games, as it's one of my favorite genres, and if a horror game is good enough for me to replay it, I don't have problems like that. Like fucking Resident Evil 7, for example. I've played that game like 5 times, and I still get scared by that intro. It's just insane to me that I, of all people, have to say that. Because every review I see from critics and dumb YouTubers alike claim that it's some sort of artful form of horror, when in reality, it's fully just relying on shock value. Hell, even Painticus likes this game, which doesn't make any sense to me considering he's made an entire video on about how Fear and Hunger uses sex just for shock value. Which is exactly what this fucking game does!
What? We're flying to Philadelphia! Oh, hell no! That's hell no!
This game is just not art, and if it is, there's no reason Slenderman versus Herobrine rap battle isn't either, and that's a scary concept.
Go up there to the floor, we'll have a nice dance, then I'll fucking murder you with my enchanted diamond dance! Little Herobrine, I'm coming in your mom!
Also, another glaze I keep seeing for this game is the models. For whatever reason, people think the models in this game truly add to the experience, and man, could I disagree agree more. I really don't think shitty 3D models using stock animations add to the horror. They just look like they're from the Bible game.
Don't call him Diddy Come.
Listen, not everyone agrees on everything, and that's fine. Some people will like things that I won't. It's just a thing in society. Like I, for example, don't like these models, but other people could disagree. They could like children. There's also this one moment that completely breaks immersion where you like... Dude, I can't even fucking explain what's going on right now. How do people defend this game?
Developer Santa Ragione's admirably bracing vision does well to harness what can make the interactivity of video games so affecting, ensuring you'll have plenty to think about as the credits roll.
But anyway, I don't want to sound like a complete fucking negative Nancy who's bitching all the time. There are some things about this game that are genuinely commendable. For example, a lot of the cutscenes in this game are live action FMVs that just kind of play while you're doing stuff. And even though I thought they were kinda lazy at first, I actually really warmed up to them. I really like them. I think they're the one element here that actually justifies this game being in black and white, because they look really cool. Like, a lot of them actually do benefit from the lack of color and look much eerier and scarier than they would with it. Like, for example, the dog food. Why the fuck does it look like that? I also would like to add that the loading icon is an original icon made for this game. That might seem like a really fucking obvious piece of information, but during both of my playthroughs, I genuinely believe they just stole it from Hello Neighbor, and upon 2 seconds of actually Googling, they clearly didn't. So yeah, good one on you, horse devs. Let's add that to the tally here. But that leads us to the big question. Was this game even banned?
No.
According to the devs, the game was banned because one of the characters that rides on the back of one of the horses later in the game was originally much younger in a beta build, and even though they aged her up in the full release, Valve refused to unban it. And even though I can definitely see that being the case, obviously an underage girl riding on the back of a naked man isn't exactly a great look for business, none of that really adds up. Especially with the fact that Epic also banned the game a day before launch, which was obviously far after that character was aged up for apparently no reason. I do kind of get Steam being stingy since they did get the build around the same time as the whole MasterCard drama that was going on, but that excuse doesn't really work for Epic. They got that same build at the same time and didn't say anything then, and it also just wouldn't make sense to throw this game out in general with how much hype it was getting online due to the Steam ban. This would have been a slam dunk for them, considering most of their exclusives are only there for a limited time and then go to Steam, and here they wouldn't even need to spend a penny for it. But no, they just banned it for no reason 24 hours before release? I don't buy it. And listen, I don't want to get all finger pointy and start accusing people of shit, but I truly doubt this game was actually banned. Could this game have been banned from Steam? Debatable, but definitely not Epic. I think the devs wanted to drum up easy publicity for their indie game, and they thought marketing it as a banned horror game would be their easy ticket to that. And obviously it worked. I truly doubt this game would have gotten nearly as popular as it was without that, which I think is a pretty genius play. Like, go to your local bookstore. What are the best-selling books? Books marked as banned and true literature, like Diary of a Farting Creeper.
Oh no! Steve did pee-pee! Yay! Steve loves pee-pee! Woo!
But obviously that's just a conspiracy, and I don't have any way to prove that. I just feel it makes more sense than any of the reasons they've given us. And hey, I'm not gonna pretend like my theory is perfect. It does have some holes. Like, clearly this game would have benefited from having a wider audience via Steam, because it's actually made the studio so little money that it's on the verge of shutting down. Obviously, I don't want a studio to shut down and people to lose their jobs over one fucking game, even if I personally don't like it. It's hard to make games. Hell, I know that firsthand. Never mind, this shit's easy as hell. Fuck this game. So, what did we learn today? I'll get get back to you on that. I went into Horses expecting something great. A game that would tell a story that couldn't have been told elsewhere and literally had to be banned because of it. I did not enjoy this game, and even though I can see what they were trying to do, I don't think this game is as good as others claim it is. It has some great ideas, sure. The story is extremely original. Maybe too original.
What the fuck?
Contemporary art, by the way.
But overall, I think where this game got fucked up was on the execution of those ideas. I like the theme. You don't see too many horror pieces these days being so anti-puritanism like this, and that's great. And there's so many other elements here that, if put together right, could make a great game. But I just don't think this game does that, and I think most of the reviewers that are excusing that are just being plain dishonest. Again, I'm not saying you're not allowed to like this game. If you like it, good for you. I don't give a shit. I just feel like this game is so unpolished and haphazardly thrown together that it's kind of disingenuous to be like, oh wow, this is one of the best video games ever made. It's art. But again, if you as a player like it, that is perfectly fine. If anything, I envy you. But the people defending these glaring issues while actively shitting on other games for having much more minor issues just feels so hypocritical. And more importantly, I still don't know what the fuck is going on here. Horses is just the most confusing game of all time. Oh fuck, that was the wrong game.
Oh. But, shit, I'm out of time. Be seeing you later, okay? No, I did it wrong. I forgot to mention it. Pick up the can again. Oh, yeah. You can see the can.